Hello, this is Lee McCain along with Beth McCain.
Hello.
And we're here to do a wonderful, we have been so looking forward to doing this particular CD,
We
haven't
sure
we?
have, yes. We're just so excited because, you know, when you start with the kids with the law of attraction, then when they get older, they're going to remember these lessons. They're going to work through these methods along with you, and they are going to be so much far ahead of us right now.
Incredibly. I mean, I had to learn it as a grown adult, and I had all that grown adult baggage, which is, you know, basically negative thinking and
harsh reality.
Trying to slog through the day.
Yep.
And a kid gets up and, well, where do we play?
Yep, that's right. And so we're going to teach them through play. Well, actually, we're going to teach you through play and what we're talking
different
about.
Activities and different
and games
give
and
you some
different
skill sets on.
And some different things that you can do to teach your kids the law of attraction, and they don't even know they're doing it.
Nope.
And so if you get it to where it's a way of life for them, then it will be a way of life for them. And even if they, you know, if they go away from it for a while, they will come back to it when they get older. They'll remember,
have the foundation.
They will remember these times with you.
Yep.
You know, these days, kids follow by example. You know, television, internet, media, and the thing is that children are very susceptible to their environment.
Sure.
And so
all they know is where they are and what we give them.
Sure, and they're learning from example through society and obviously through your parents.
And there's a heap of that, isn't there?
Yeah, there sure is. And so, you know, we're going to help you just with a few little tricks here and there to help your kids along with learning the law of attraction.
Okay, and with that said, Beth, why don't we just dive in?
Okay.
This is so important because, of course, Beth and I are parents, and we love and worship our children just as you do. If you didn't, you wouldn't have purchased this CD, because obviously you're trying to give them this wonderful gift. And so, Beth, why don't you lead off with?
Well, what we have is we have some different methods that you can do with your children to help them understand and learn the law of attraction through play or pretend. And that doesn't mean only a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old. This can be all the way up until at least 11 or 12, when they still are in that act of playing and still have that wonderment about
before
them.
They become too jaded.
So one of the first things that we did with our little girl is got her excited about the law of attraction. And how we started was with a fun dream book. We took her and asked her, you know, what do you want? What do you want? Not necessarily when she grows up, that was okay too, but what do you want in this next year? And she would, at first they were kind of mumble jumble answers. Well, I want to learn to ride my bike, you know, those kind of things. And then we said bigger, you know, do you want to jump into jump into the playground full of chocolate bars, you know, really go out there, really go wild with them, and create a fun book with them and play and sit with them and pretend and dream with them. And make sure that you encourage them. Make sure that you don't say, oh, you couldn't do that. Oh, you couldn't do that. Let's change it so it's like this, you know, so it fits your particular picture.
In order for this to work, it really has to be their whole cloth that you cut this from.
Sure.
No matter how silly, because isn't that part of what we lose when we grow up, is we lose that silliness, that fun, that you know, they know it's silly to have a sandbox full of chocolate bars that they dive into.
Sure.
But why can't they take a dream book and make that picture, and maybe take some of those little mini fun-size bar labels and tape them onto their picture.
Sure.
And draw a picture of them jumping into the chocolate bar.
Because what they're doing with you is creating good feelings.
That's all. See, that's it, isn't it, Beth?
They're creating good feelings.
The end of this, what the end is the good feelings.
Sure.
That's what we're seeking here.
We also are teaching children that nothing is impossible. And that is really important to know. Even sometimes things just seem impossible no matter what you do, but as a child, everything seems possible, and it's really important to encourage that in a child. Obviously, if they're walking toward the stove and they're saying, it's going to be cold, and it's on, you're obviously going to keep that child from touching that stove. That's understandable.
Mommy, I can fly in my Superman cape off the roof. Well, no, there are limits.
Well, and again, we can't really want to say limits necessarily. It's just that you have to make sure that they understand within this realm of this world that nothing is impossible. Obviously, there are certain laws in this world that you have to be careful of, and those are the ones you're going to teach them. You don't jump off a cliff. Those kind of things. Law of gravity. But with attraction, how you get what you want is through good feelings. And when we say get what you want, it doesn't only mean things. It means health. It means relationships. It means
inner
just
well-being.
Generally being happy.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing to do is make that fun book with them and go over it with them. And then how kids get bored after a few nights, then throw that one out. And again, just use maybe a spiral notebook. Throw that one out and start again and continually give them those good feelings. Kids naturally have good feelings.
They do.
Until
they
they start hearing and feeling by example of, mom and dad talking about lack of money all the time. Mom and dad talking about, did you hear what the neighbor did to so-and-so the other day? Dad coming home, I'm so tired. I'm tired of working hard. That's all I ever do. And when they hear all that by example as they grow up, those are the repetitions that continually go through their minds. And it's just really important to see that you are sitting with them and having fun with this. And as the kids get older, they may want to do it on their own. That's totally fine too. But have them take that time for the good feeling time. Mm-hmm. So there's one thing that you can do with your child that's really important.